Okay, the time is 4:01. This is the first of many appeals with the appellant is Rob Russo, so we don't need to swear him in. This is appeal number 800, and the address is 580 Sasko Hill Road. Okay, Rob, get it.
580 Sasko Hill Road is owned by 580 Sasko LLC. The member is Zoe Cruz, and here is an affidavit signed allowing me to be here. And I have an appraisal for you as well.
Wonderful.
It is an appraisal from Paul Isolda, and he has the value as of October 1st at $6.2 million.
Oh, 6.2.
Right, we're going to revise up to 6.2 because that's what the appraisal came out at.
Okay, perfect.
And so we'll go from
and
there.
And then just to be clear, the town has you at $7,554,179.
That's correct.
Okay.
And we are arguing that the town is, $1.5 million high. I'm not going to read the appraisal to you because you have it in front of you.
Right.
Basically, when it comes to Sasko Hill, the reoccurring theme is going to be that 794 Sasko Hill Road is an outlier. And that is a transaction where in January 2025, someone paid $10.25 million for a 4,800 square foot home. All right, it's gorgeous home. It has amazing views all over the golf course and the water. When I'm looking at the marquee streets, which are all high this year, one of the things I've been trying to do is figure out why. And I believe that 794 was used as a comp on too many properties, and it drove up the values unnaturally. And this is one of those.
Let me just get an eyeball of the front of that house so I know which one we're talking about. Is it in here? So I can...
Yeah, I'm sure there's comp photos, so let's see.
794.
794. It's It's stunning, right? But that is, that is what I think is throwing off a lot of the values on that street.
Yeah.
I actually think, in terms of this house, so 580 Sasko Hill, which is what we're here for, is 4,200 square feet. I think a better comp is 1060 Harbor Road. 1060 Harbor Road was sold September of 2025. It's 4,000 square feet. It's right towards the mouth of the harbor. It's got spectacular views, but the condition is more similar to this house, and it went for 5.5.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So I think those are the highlights on that one.
Yeah. Okay. And we do love appraisals.
Yeah. Yeah, they make life easier, don't they?
And this is
it's Baldwin Bears.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Are we moving on to the next one?
We can move to the next one, which is right down the street. This is, that was the mother, we're moving to the daughter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, let me... So this is appeal number 801, and the time is 4:04. Okay.
And in this instance, hold on, so we're going to start it. So it's 1125 Sasko Hill Road. The owner is Tatiana Cruz Renker, and here is an affidavit authorizing me to be here. And we have an appraisal. Our appraisal is slightly lower than what we had on our appeal. The town is at $4,044,995. We appealed claiming 3.5. Here is an appraisal from Paul Isolda that shows 3.4.
Okay. All right, let me make that adjustment. And the town is saying $4,044,000. Okay.
And this is it's a unique house in the fact that it's only 3,100 square feet, which, once you get past Oldfield, 3,100 is very small.
Yeah, totally.
But Paul found really good comps on Pequot Avenue and Harbor Road. This one doesn't have a view. So it just has an average view, so it didn't have to be a Saskill view that it's compared to in that instance. And I think he's done a really, he's looks at 1128 Pequot Avenue, which sold for 3.2 in December of 2024, and 1226 Pequot Avenue, which sold for 3.5 in August of 2025. They're both similarly sized. And he does a great job showing why this is really great.
Perfect. All right, that's all here. 4. Good. Our next appeal is number 804. The time is 4:06. 406, 804?
Yeah, 804 is the appeal, that's right. Nick Walsh, 351 Lucille Street North.
So we're moving off of that.
Yep.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, we're coming back to that.
Okay, I thought so. I thought it was all the way through. All right, okay. So, this, appeal is for 351 Lucille Street for Alexandra and Nicholas Walsh, and we have the appellant here is Rob Russo again. Okay.
And I have an affidavit from Nicholas Walsh, the owner of 351 Lucille Street North, offering me to be here. There is no appraisal on this one.
Okay.
The whole reason I'm here, and the reason why I'm looking for a reduction that's less than $100,000, right? The town is at $1,410,100. We are claiming $1,333,000. And the reason we're claiming that number is because the house right next door at 327 Lucille Street North, which is basically a identical house, it's slightly larger because it had an addition put on it. But it's 3,990 square feet as opposed to 3,736 square feet. Just sold in November for $1,333,000.
Oh.
So it's a November sale, but it was so spot on that it's so identical. That is what is driving this appeal.
So they're both similar in age and
all of that stuff. Okay. If you'd like, I have the card for 327.
I would like that, yes.
Here you go. There's the
Okay.
card. So you got it. Like in the past, one of the things I do is I look to see why this is running high, and there's a house behind it at 127 Lakeview that went for $1.9 million, but it was a 5,000 square foot home and it was brand new.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what drove up all those values.
New construction, skewing that.
I have another comp that I think is important, and that's 68 Merwin's Lane, which is nowhere near there, but it's Greenfield Hill.
Right.
But the fact that it was Greenfield Hill and 3,300 square feet, and in November of 24, it sold for 1.28.
Well, and also, it's a more, according to, it's a more desirable neighborhood than Lucille Street.
Sure. I'm also going to give you 76 Walden Court, which is down by Riverfield, and also a more desirable neighborhood that sold for 1.25.
That's subjective.
Right.
Some people wouldn't want to live in, right next to
in the middle of
all that,
that's true.
And everything. Yeah. Okay.
So we believe that minor adjustment down makes sense.
Okay.
Now we're going back to Saskatchewan.
Okay. You have an appraisal on that? No. Okay.
No, we've got, we got a few without.
Okay. Excuse me for one second. I just want to grab. Your mother's right? Yeah.
She's technically my stepmother, but she treats me like I'm her kid. So my mother's good with people calling her my mother. It's okay.
Well, I see her all the time at St. Thomas. She's part of Our Ladies Guild, which I
She told me a very funny story because they switched from St. Pius to St. Thomas.
Yes.
And she started doing the ladies guild to get involved. And someone asked her if she was married. And she's like, yeah, he just doesn't come to church.
I've seen him there.
Really, I think
I've seen him there a lot.
I think that got him off the couch.
Yeah. I've seen him there a lot, yeah. So I'm gonna, just send him that.
They're still questioning us. We left St. Pius and started going to Greenfield Hill Congregational. They're like, wait, what now? I'm like, he's the only two grandkids you have to go to church ever. It's okay.
My God. Wow. Congregational, yeah. Listen, all the other churches were started by men who were disgruntled with the Catholic Church.
Right.
The only true person that started the Catholic Church is Jesus Christ, and no one else can lay claim to any of those other churches.
With two 13-year-olds, you want them to go to something they're not going to fight you at.
I know. All right, so this is appeal number 805. The time is 4:12. Moving right along.
Exactly.
And
the property is
1123 Sasko Hill.
1123 Sasko Hill, owned by Martin Mobley. And I'm going to give you an authorization from Martin for me to be here today. The town's value is $7,950,092, and we believe it's worth $5.75 million. We do not have an appraisal, but I'm going to explain to you what I think is the big differentiator, and I'm going to give you the comp that is, I think, spot on.
Okay.
Where this house is if you drive to the end of Sasko Hill, and instead of taking a right to go to the beach, you're going to take a left. And then it's the second house on the left.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is the most landlocked home on Sasko Hill.
Yeah, right.
It has no water view off of any floor whatsoever. And the comp that I think is spot on with this is 665 Sasko Hill Road, which I believe is the old Meshberg house, which sold on in April of 2025. It sold for $5.75 million, the same number we are claiming. And that's because Mr. Mobley's house is 6,900 square feet, whereas the 665 Sasko is 6,000 square feet, but Mr. Mobley's property is 2.2 acres. The 665 Sasko property is 2.7 acres. It's not on a private road, and it has views from the second floor.
Yeah.
So we think that is spot on as the comp.
Okay.
665 Sasko Hill Road.
Okay, that's good.
But there's no justification for that.
And what was that was the best comp. You mentioned was there a property with a big difference?
Yes, there's an outlier that I think.
The same outlier that you mentioned before?
Yes, that same outlier I mentioned before, which is, hold on, I've got it right here.
That was 794.
Yes, 794 is Sasko, is the one that I think blew everybody up on that.
Everybody up there. Okay.
Now we're going to the neighbors.
All right. All right, this is appeal number 806. The time is 4:14. 1129 Sasko Hill Road, Joan and Stephen Panagos. Okay.
And I have an authorization from Joan Panagos, authorizing me to be here today. I do not have an appraisal on this. I have a very specific issue, and I'm going to give you some maps.
Okay. Oh, I love maps.
Yep. This is going to help in that instance. We'll give you two different versions of this. But this is your classic GIS, and so you come down to the end of Sasko, and you take a left on the private road. Then this is Mr. Mobley's property that we just did. You drive across Mr. Mobley's property to the Panagos' property, which is this little property back here. What I want you to see, though, this is it with the topo turned on. Actually, it's just a better map, because here's Sasko Hill. Here's the private road. Here's across the Mobley's. Here's the Panagos. It's on the side of a cliff. This is, yep, that's right. Bill and Aaron are here. Mobley's are here. And then that is, the Panagos is here. What you notice is their lot is a postage stamp.
Oh, yeah.
And they're on a cliff.
Oh, look at that one, I didn't even realize that was his.
Yeah, and that's down there, that's a separate property. Oddly, the Panagoses own this. I think their driveway used to be off of South Pine Creek, and many years ago, it was switched to.
Is that access from here?
Yeah, that comes from South Pine Creek, but it doesn't get up to their property anymore.
Huh.
Their access is now based on an easement across.
Wait, do they own both of these?
No,
No,
they just own 1129.
Okay.
And that's the thing that's nuts. But, so the town has said, the Panagoses is worth $6,007,171.
Yeah.
We believe it's worth 4.75. And I can be pretty specific on this. I have no issue with the appraisal of the home. But I think that the town has way blown up the land on this. This is only 0.88 acres.
Yeah.
And whether you look at 665, which I just gave you, but I'll give you another card to go with this one. I think, oh, yes, I will. If you take 665, which is another landlocked property,
Mm-hmm.
here, I'll just leave the map on the top.
Yeah.
But if you look at 665, the town priced the land per acre at $391,000 per acre, right? But the Panagoses property is priced at $2.9 million.
Where's 665?
665 is up. It's on the roadside, and it's up closer to the club.
Oh, that's the one you mentioned before, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, if you look at 1139, I probably have a card for 1139. Let's see. No, I don't. But so 1139 is 1139 Sasko Hill Road was a vacant lot as part of Sasko Point. That's 1.87 acres, and it was sold for $3,075,000 in October 2024. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to the end of Sasko and now take a right, and it's actually this lot here where it says 1145 is actually 1139. That went for $3 million. So that is a per acre price of 1.644 per acre. And that house is going to have water views between the homes.
Yeah, and they've got you at 2.6.
Right, which for not even an acre. So if you make a per acre, it's
What's
$2.
the difference in price per square foot on the land there? So 11.
Well, so I did it per acre, not per square foot.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
that is a difference of 1.3 million. And so if you were to value the land like it's valued on 665 Sasko, but you leave the home alone, you're going to end up at 4.75 million.
Just with the
land.
Yeah.
I had no issue with the house.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you look at this, and you can't make the home any bigger. There's a big steep hill. You're not going to develop anything down here. You basically have a postage stamp property with no real views.
Yeah. Do they have an adjustment factor on their property for that sloping?
No.
Deed restriction access.
Right, that's across the Mobley's property.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's good. I like those maps. That's helpful.
Yeah, I got 2 more with no appraisals. So.
Okay, so this is appeal number 807. The time is 4:20. The address is 289 Fair Oak Drive, and the appellants are Michael MacGyver and Mercedes Garcia Ayuso. And I'm here with Rob Russo.
And I am going to give you an affidavit from Michael McAvor, the owner of 289 Fair Oak Drive.
Not MacGyver?
No.
MacGyver, like he can get himself out of a jail cell.
Yes, that would be Wonderful. I do not have an appraisal on this one. The town thinks it's worth $3.342 million. We believe it's worth $2.5 million. 289 Fair Oak Drive. So drive up Reading Road, take a left on Merwin, and a quick right, and that's Fair Oak Drive.
Yep.
There's a little dead end there, and they're down at the end of the dead end. The most compelling comp to me, and I have a few cards, so this is not one of them because it's a last-minute comp, but it's an important one, is 735 Reading Road, which sold for $3.45 million on April 2025. That would justify the town's value, except it was a brand new house. It was 7,900 square feet as opposed to our client's 6,800 square feet, and it was 3 acres.
So a difference of what, 1,000 square feet?
Difference of, let's call it 1,000 on the nose. And it has an extra acre. It's 3 acres as opposed to 2 acres. And I think I think all of that explains why it would be 3.45 as opposed to our client's 2.5.
And this is built in 2007.
Right. Other important comps, 125 Brett Lane, and I've got a card for that one. 125 Brett Lane sold in October 2025 for $2.337 million. But the primary home is 5,700 square feet, but it has a second building that's 3,600 square feet, and it's 4.5 acres. Now, it's north of the Merritt, but not by much.
Can't even tell you how many times they've been up and down today. Way too many.
Oh, that's why you have 2 cards here.
Another legitimate comp, I think, is 117 Quarter Horse Lane, which is not far away. 117 Quarter Horse sold in December 2024 for $2.25 million. And it's 6,000 square feet, so it's slightly smaller than our client's house. Also, just because my client had prepared a spreadsheet of comps, I'm just going to submit the record.
That's good.
No. See, at 51, the reading glasses now live permanently on my face.
I still don't need them.
God bless you. I can't see anything without. I can't look at my phone without them.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. This is appeal number 808, 1210 Galloping Hill Road. That should be a good one to compare things to. The time is 4:23, and the owner is Alfred Del Bianco, and the appellant is Rob Russo.
And I have an affidavit from Alfred Del Bianco, the owner of 1210 Galloping Hill Road, authorizing me to be here. I do not have an appraisal.
Okay.
The town valued this one at $1,067,700. We believe the appropriate value is $800,000. This is 1210 Galloping Hill Road. It's towards the top of Galloping Hill Road, so up behind St. Pius. This is a 1,750 square foot home from 1967 that has not seen any real improvement.
Yeah. Is that a split?
It's a split, and it's really hard to imagine that someone's going to pay you $1 million or more for it.
No.
Right? That just doesn't fly.
Honestly, it's probably, it could be a tear down.
It's probably a tear
No
down.
one's paying $1 million.
I'm going to give you 2 comps on Congress Street, which I think is a better address in that instance. And the first is 2468 Congress Street, which sold in October 2024 for $702,000. It's larger in square footage, and it's larger in acreage. It's 10 years older, but I don't think there's a huge difference between 1953 and 1960.
And are the lots about this? Yeah, well, this is even
Bigger.
bigger lot.
And I'm going to give you 1777 Congress Street,
Mm-hmm.
which sold in July 2025 for $719,000. It's bigger. It's 250 square feet bigger. The lot is slightly smaller.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if homes on Congress Street of similar vintage are not getting $1 million, I don't know how Galloping Hill is.
Yeah, no.
I have one other that I found that's actually very close by, that I don't have a card for, and it's 95. It would help if I could read my handwriting. That is a problem. It looks like 95 Brightview.
Brighton View.
Brighton View, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And that sold for $1.05 million. So closer to the town's value in July 2025.
Yeah, I believe that was the one at the top of the hill.
Yep.
It's actually a
Right.
raised ranch. However, you wouldn't know it because they opened up walls. It was very, completely redone, remodeled, the
And
whole
it's
thing.
2,900 square feet,
Yeah.
which is more than 1,000 square feet bigger than my guy.
Yeah, what did that sell for?
It sold for $1,050,000.
Yeah.
And it's not my guy's house by any means.
Right. No, I get that. But if,
Yep.
it's in the area, it's right in
Yep,
that neighborhood.
it's right there.
Yep.
All right.
Are all mine with you tonight?
I think so, yeah. And I think we've got 5 more, including this one.
Okay.
We're moving right along.
All right, this is appeal number 809. It's 100 Beagling Hill Circle. The time is 4:27, and the owner is Kelly Jo and Peter Engel, and the appellant is Rob Russo.
And I have an affidavit from Peter Engel authorizing me to be here,
Okay,
representing his property at 100 Beagling Circle. I also have an appraisal
love it.
by Joseph Anania.
Yeah.
The town thinks it's worth $2,616,000. We believe, and the appraisal shows, $2.4 million. This is in the Ridge, so,
Yeah.
the challenge with the Ridge is they're condos. They're condos with high fees.
I never heard anyone describe it like that, but yeah.
It's true, right.
You're right.
It comes with a whole different, we've dealt with everything up there from, maintenance
And honestly,
issues to...
these houses are, when they were built, they were part of that very specific architectural style, and not everyone wants that kind of,
It's very 90s.
balustrade thing on the front there, yeah.
Yeah, it's very 90s. As you know, it's very far away.
Yeah, not for everyone.
No, it is not for anyone. I believe that,
A lot of them have a very postmodern architectural
Yes.
look, and that was a short-lived style period.
Exactly. And I believe Mr. Anania did a nice job of finding 3 comps. He's got, 3010 Reading Road, 36 Wellington Drive, and 117 Quarter Horse Lane. I think he's adjusted well and arrived at 2.4.
Okay, good. That's good. That's an extra copy.
Did I give you 2? Oh, you know what? I probably filed the appraisal with the application. I did that so rarely, I don't remember it's attached to the, it means when we filed the appeal, we already had the appraisal.
So, but I can keep
You
this?
can keep it if you like.
Okay,
sure.
yeah, because we like to be able to pass these around while we're deliberating. Okay, the next one is appeal number 810. The time is 4:29. 4:29. And this address is 245 Uncle Road, that's Mosswood.
Number 135, yeah.
Mosswood, yes, 245 Uncle. And the owner is Mark and Michelle Jacobs,
Yep.
and the appellant is Rob Russo.
And I have an affidavit from Mark Jacobs, the owner of 245 Uncle Road, number 135, authorizing me to be here.
Okay,
And I have an appraisal from Danny Bolt.
perfect.
Danny did a phenomenal job.
I haven't heard from him in a while.
I know, but,
Yeah.
we came across him in a lawsuit,
Ah.
and honestly, he does really good work.
Good to
Really,
know. I
really
haven't
pleased
seen
with
him
his
in a
stuff.
long
Yeah.
time, because he he did a lot of, for mortgage
He did,
purposes, and then I hadn't seen him in a long time.
We had him in a lawsuit, and we beat the people that hired him, but he was trying to defend the impossible. We thought he did a really good job. And I really like his appraisals. And what I love most about this one is he's got 3 Mosswood comps.
Perfect.
Right, I mean, that's, couldn't be more spot on than that is.
So all right, so this is, how big is this? Is this a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom?
That's a good question.
Let's see.
It is, no, those
This
are
is a
stories.
3-bedroom,
Yeah.
okay.
3-bedroom. And, we're not looking for much. The town says it's worth
No.
$698. We're looking for $640. That's the number Danny came in on. And you see, I mean, his adjustments are tiny. He did not have to adjust much, but he's got, 3 comps, and they are sales from September 25, October 25, and April 25. That got there.
Yeah, there were some big numbers that in Mosswood recently, but I will say they were like completely redone.
Right.
Completely. So it looks to me like, just looking at
And you can see he recognizes the fact that our client is a renovated unit, and so he upped the price, he adjusted up the price for condition. And his biggest adjustment here is, I just saw it, I'm looking upside down, where does it say? Hold on, I can see it. So here, for condition, see, he calls ours renovated, so he added significantly to each one to get there, and he's still at $640.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
So I feel good about that one. 3 to go.
All right. Get you home for dinner.
Ross had asked to be able, he said, we need to move some off of tonight. He's like, I need to be able to schedule them at 7:20. I was like, you can schedule them at 6, I'll be done by then.
Yeah, right.
I'll be done by 5.
All right, this is appeal number 811, and the address is 2255 First Street. The time is 4:33. The owners are Christy Jean Laneri and Christopher Morris, and the appellant is Rob Russo.
Right, and I have an affidavit from Christopher Morris, the owner of the property at 2255 First Street, authorizing me to be here. I do not have an appraisal on this.
Okay.
This is a 1960, the town has valued it at $1,422,600. We believe it's worth $980,000. It is 3,332 square feet on 3.15 acres. It is a 1960 home. It has new siding, so it looks really good, but it's a 1960 home. It is on First Street. It is north of the Merritt, which I think is the really important factor here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they got quite this high. The best comp is 960 First Street. I'm going to grab you the card. One second. My assistant's gone rubber band mad. Paperclip mad. But 960 First Street, this house sold in February 2025 for $785,000. It is, it is much lower on First Street than our clients.
Mm-hmm.
It's on 2 acres. It's a 3,000 square foot home. It's from 1970.
780.
I don't know why ours would be worth, why the extra 100, 200 square feet would be worth so much more.
Oh gosh, I should know this. I'll have to look that up. Okay.
Another good comp is 4680 Black Rock Turnpike, which is really just around the corner on Black Rock Turnpike. And that's
two very different locations.
Yeah. Well, but I would say that First Street's better than Black Rock Turnpike.
Yeah.
It's going to carry more things.
Yeah.
And so this one sold in June of 2025 for $1,049,000, which is only slightly more than what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It's 3,500 square feet. It's a bigger home. It's 2.9 acres, and it had significant work done on it. That's 4680 Black Rock Turnpike. And then My last minute comp, because I love a last minute comp, is 3170 Burr Street, sold in October 2025. It's 3,864 square feet. It's on 2 acres. It's built in 1961, very much just like our house, and it sold for $970,000.
Let me look at that one. Oh, yeah, yep, I know that one.
Yep.
That's a good comp.
Yeah, I think that's what it's last minute comp. I think that's the.
That I like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings you so close to what you're
Yep.
asking for, yep. Okay. Okay.
Have our penultimate appeal.
Oh, Jenny Lane, you never hear, I hardly ever get one on Jenny Lane. Again, you're not asking for much.
Sure. Yeah, I will tell you, for every, I think we have a total of 90 in Fairfield this year. For
Wow,
everyone
really?
said no to 2. The number of people that call and go, I can't believe they appraised me at 1.6. Well, you paid 1.7 for it 2 months ago, so no.
I know.
I just would sit there and say, you need to explain to me why
Why?
you believe you overpaid. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
overpay when we don't have an argument.
Exactly. All right, this is appeal number 812. The time is 4:37. The address is 100 Jenny Lane, and the owners are Kendall and Edward Veeder, and the appellant is Rob Russo.
And I have an affidavit from Edward Vitor, the legal owner of 100 Jenny Lane. 100 Jenny Lane is if we drive up Merwin Lane, right? It's up before you get to the Merit on the left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the town has appraised it at $1,810,800. We believe it should be worth $1,730,000.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 3,900 square foot home on 2.57 acres.
Mm-hmm.
Comps, 175 Wellington Drive.
Which one?
175 Wellington Drive,
Wellington.
sold in August 2025 for $1.5 million. It's a little smaller, 3,300 square feet. The lot's a little larger, 2.66 acres.
Yeah.
It's a younger home.
Okay.
We think it's spot on. The other comp that we have is 68 Merwin Lane, which sold in November 2024. It's very close. It sold for $1.28 million.
I know which one
It's
this is.
3,300 square feet at 2.43 acres. So similar size, slightly smaller house, similar size land,
Mm-hmm.
well below where we're claiming.
Yeah.
Other two that I think are important because they're nearby, I do not have cards for them, however, 133 Queens Grant sold for $1.555 million in April 2024. It's 3,600 square feet on 2 acres, slightly smaller, 300 square feet smaller and half an acre smaller, but that price is a lot lower than what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are all.
Okay, good. There was another one on which I am going to look up on Merwin's, the Cape Colonial, but also I want to say it's sold in the 1-2 range.
Well, at some point,
I'm going to look that up.
one of you's going to end up with my younger brother who's on Merwin's. He's 533 Merwin's.
Okay.
He bought his home. He bought it through probate, but he bought it for like $600,000, and it came in at $2 million. And it is a farmhouse that needs a lot of work.
Oh, wow.
He nearly fell over, but he's a lawyer. He can handle it up.
Yeah. All right, this is Appeal 813. The time is 4:40. And the address is 16 Church Street, Okay. The owners are Megan and Christopher Rosso,
That's correct.
and the appellant is Rob Russo.
Yep.
Wait, Church Street in the Grassmere?
No, Church Street in Southport.
Oh, what am I thinking?
Right.
Yeah, Southport, yes, yeah. Okay.
That's exactly correct. And hold on, just get- So 16 Church Street is if you start at what used to be Spick and Span,
Yeah.
and you drive up Church Street, there's that stunning,
We're missing half of there.
there's that stunning, huge home on the left.
Yeah, up on
Church
the
Street
hill.
is that little side street that goes there.
Yes.
And the Rossos, they've got that big wraparound porch. You can usually see Treat, who was Mr. Rosso, sitting out there smoking a cigar at night.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a beautiful home, but it's a postage stamp property,
Yes.
right? And it's 2,928 square feet on 0.23 acres. So it's truly a postage stamp. And, excuse me, I'm going to give you, here's the affidavit. I'm also going to give you the affidavit of the client's analysis
Okay.
in that instance. But it's 2,928 square feet on 0.23 acres. The town says it's worth $2,236,800. We believe it should be closer to $1,874,191. That is our client's math, getting that number. The most relevant comp is 1 Church Street. 1 Church Street sells in April of 2025 for $2.34 million. But it's a 4,243 square foot home on 1 acre. So the home is, that's a lot of math, the home is about 1,300 square feet larger, and the property is almost 5 times the size.
Yeah, that's a good.
So, right, like, it's at 2.3, it is almost at the town's value of 2.23. And it is a substantially larger home. And it's a fresh comp.
And it's sold for 2,340.
Right. The other one, and 16 Church Street is an antique home. If you go into the basement, there are lolly columns holding it up. It has been around for a while. Another really important one, I think, is 346 Tainter, which is right around the corner. The driveway for 16 Church Street lets out practically on Tainter.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at 346 Tainter. 346 Tainter sold in September 2024 for $1.8 million. It's 3,534 square feet, which is substantially larger than the 2,928.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's
gorgeous.
And it's a half-acre lot, which is substantially larger than our less than a quarter-acre lot.
I showed that house. I know that house. Yeah.
Those are the 2 comps that I think are the most common.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Okay. And that is also.
And I'm out of appeals.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, still have-
Okay.
I'm only now.
I'm gonna have to go back and review
Right.
all of these since we
Right.
did it rapid fire, but you've given us some great information.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you, and it's, I think let's see, with this 23, and then I think I did 6 that morning, so that's 29. I'm almost halfway done.
I'm gonna end the recording.